which is a continuation of the pharynx downwards. If you think this is a pharyngeal wall apparatus, then you enter into tubular structure, that is esophagus, right? And usually you have observed that the patients who do not take oral intake, whether in coma or so emaciated or the other so many medical reasons, we put nasogastric tube for them. And various measurements we should be knowing that if we put that tube through the nasal cavity, we have to measure the marking labeled on that tube. So from when it is going inside from the incisor at the level of pharyngoesophageal junction, we see 6 inches should be passed inside. And when it reaches up to 9 inches, we could be near about the arch of aorta. Right? And when the tube is almost 11 inches being passed, that is the region where trachea is going to be bifurcated into 2 main bronchi, right? And when the tube is 15 inches inside, so we should be knowing that diaphragm is being passed and now your particular NG tube is in the stomach, finally, which is definitely occupying your epigastric region. That is why it's important to learn how many inches in relation to your incisor teeth if we put the nasogastric tube. Okay. Now, this esophageal tubular structure, if we divide it into 3 parts, why? Because its muscularis externa is differently placed. So let's see. If this is the upper 1/3, this is the middle 1/3, and this is the lower 1/3. So what's special about muscularis externa? I think you have read. Skeletal muscles where? In upper, very good. What about the middle? Mixed means smooth muscles are added along with the skeletal. And what happens about this lower? Only smooth. So how to remember about the 3? So Allah has made our nature that a person is known by the company he keeps, isn't it? So the pharyngeal wall is having the skeletal voluntary muscle. So upper 1/3 is addressing the skeletal muscles, right? And what happens to the lower region? Only smooth, because then only smooth musculature will be moving inside the stomach and so on. So the nearby esophagus is addressing purely smooth. The pharyngeal nearby is addressing purely skeletal. And what happens in the middle? Mixing. Skeletal from here, mixing, and smooth from here. So easy to remember that the 3 portions are addressing the 3 varieties of muscular variety. Skeletal smooth, kahan mix hai, kahan skeletal hai, and kahan sirf smooth hai. Because when you draw a section or you explain in your viva, you are mentioning कि अगर upper 1/3 का कोई भी section कटेगा तो हम सिर्फ skeletal देखेंगे उसके एक्सटर्ना में. एक्सटर्ना की बात हो रही है, राइट? क्योंकि muscularis mucosae स्मूथ मसल से ही बनती है. यू गेट इट? अच्छा, अगर मिडल रीजन कटा है तो वी विल एक्सपेक्ट बोथ दीज मसल्स, और अगर लोअर है तो प्योरली स्मूथ होना चाहिए. दैट इज द थिंग वी ऑब्जर्व कि हम स्लाइड का कौन सा हिस्सा देख रहे हैं. सो नाउ लेट्स मूव द हिस्टोलॉजिकल फीचर्स टू सी देम. As we know that it's a tubular structure, a tube's transverse section. ये एक ट्यूब है, just like esophagus. आपने इसको यूं काट के transversely देखना है. So this is the transverse section. So this is collapsed. The lumen is collapsed when empty. Nothing is going to be passed. तो आपको ये temporary folding दिखाई दे रही है. The first, this darker stained area is the mucosa, right? The epithelium. Then this is the lamina propria adjacent to it, and this thickest ever layer among the muscularis mucosae is that of the esophagus. This is the muscularis mucosae. It means this area, up to this area is the mucosa. This is again an MCQ question, that where lies the thickest muscularis mucosae? In the form of a longitudinal muscular layer, the thickest ever smooth muscle muscularis mucosae is in the esophagus, right? Okay, after that you get the submucosal layer, and then comes the muscularis externa, right? जो दो हमने मिक्सिंग बताई थी, they should be definitely in the form of circular layer and outer longitudinal, and outer one is either adventitia or serosa. ठीक है, आप जो आपका esophagus का जो part है above the diaphragm should be addressing the adventitia around it, and when it has to enter below the diaphragm, it could be encircled by the serosa. Is it clear? Now some other picture to explain. Yeah, okay. From the mucosa, this is the epithelium. What epithelium you expect in the esophagus? Yeah, stratified squamous but non-keratinized. So keep in mind, this is the rule. Then whenever the stratified squamous epithelium is present externally, it must be keratinized. So when it is lining the inner structures, it is non-keratinized. So simple rule to remember, the top layer is addressing the nuclei in it to show that it is a non-keratinized. Next to it, we enter into the, what this is? This is the lamina propria, and this is the muscularis mucosa. Means this region is the mucosa, right? If this is near the cardiac end of the stomach, right, we can have the esophageal cardiac glands in the lamina propria. क्योंकि इसकी एपिथेलियम आपने देख ली ना, स्ट्रेटिफाइड स्क्वेमस है, इसमें कोई उस तरह के ग्लैंड्स नहीं है जैसे कि आपने स्टमक में देखे थे. तो ग्लैंड्स कहाँ होंगे? अगर जो रीजन इसका कार्डिक एंड ऑफ स्टमक के करीब कटेगा, उस रीजन के लेमिना प्रोप्रिया में ईसोफेजियल कार्डिक ग्लैंड्स मिलेंगे. नाम क्यों रखा गया? बिकॉज दे मिमिक विद दैट ऑफ द ग्लैंड ऑफ द कार्डिक रीजन ऑफ द स्टमक. ठीक है, अदरवाइज आपको लेमिना प्रोप्रिया बाकी हिस्से में ग्लैंड्स नहीं मिलेंगे. राइट, ओके. देन यू जंप अप इनटू द सबम्यूकोजल लेयर. यू कैन सी a duct mean cutting, cut section of it. Some blood vessels would be there, but a bunch of the mucus secreting glands over there, right? So these would be branch tubular acinar mucus secreting in the submucosa. So let me tell, in whole of your GIT, submucosa usually doesn't carry the glands in it, except two. Very good. One, esophagus and duodenum. These are the clues. These are simple things. ये सारी उम्र आपको पोस्ट ग्रेड तक याद रखना है. Not कि अभी आपने सिर्फ हिस्टोलॉजी पढ़ ली है. Pathology is there, post grad is there. So again a question of debate that which two areas are predominantly addressing the submucosal gland. One of the place, the esophagus, right? Then we enter into that muscularis externa, and of course if we see another layer, that would be adventitia or serosa. One more just diagram. It was much simpler. Okay, there is another important diagram I shouldn't miss. What you see, that is the gastroesophageal junction. Very important thing. Sometimes a question can come, discuss the differentiating point among the esophagus and stomach, or just discuss the salient feature of gastroesophageal junction. So let's start. Esophagus में epithelium क्या है? Stratified squamous, non-keratinized. Straight away ये हुई है simple columnar stomach में. ठीक है, इसके नीचे बड़ी prominent lamina propria की wider layer थी, जो यहाँ पे just streaks की form में हो गई है क्योंकि glands भर गए. ठीक हो गया. अच्छा, मस्कुलरिस मुकोसी ईसोफेगस में बड़ी ब्रॉडर है, बहुत वाजे है, जो कि यहाँ एक पतली सी लाइन की तरह बन गई है. इट इज ऑल्सो शोइंग द लार्जर लिम्फोइड फॉलिकल, सो एंड सो. फिर आप ग्लैंड्स की तरफ आएंगे. इसमें आपको कहीं ग्लैंड नहीं थे सिवाय जो हमने अभी डिस्कस किए, ईसोफेजियल कार्डिक ग्लैंड्स. ठीक है, और जो हमने सबम्यूकोसा, इसका सबम्यूकोसा कोई ग्लैंड नहीं दिखाएगा. इसका हमने पिछली डायग्राम में देखा था, द ईसोफेजियल ग्लैंड्स प्रॉपर उनका नाम है, जो आपको म्यूकस सिक्रेटिंग एक बंच दिखाया था. सो दीज आर द फ्यू फीचर्स कि आपने इंडिविजुअली ऑर्गन पढ़ लेते हो, बट अगर उनका आपस में कंपेयर कंट्रास्ट आ जाए तो उस पर ग्रिप होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि दिस इज सडन ट्रांजिशन जोन कि ये स्ट्रेटिफाइड स्क्वेमस थी तो एकदम सिंपल कोलमनर हो गई. अल्लाह ताला ने फंक्शन के हिसाब से आपकी बॉडी में एपिथेलियम लगाई है, ऐसी एब्रप्टली नहीं कुछ किया. ठीक है। ईसोफेगस एक ट्यूब है, फूड पाइप कहते हैं, गुजरगाह है, तो उसका म्यूकोजा को एबरेजन से बचाने के लिए अल्लाह हैज मेड अकॉर्डिंगली द स्ट्रेटिफाइड लेयर्स, तय दर तय दीवार लगा दी, स्ट्रेटिफिकेशन कर दी है, ठीक है। और जैसे ही आप स्टमक में आए हो, अब आपकी डाइजेशन भी होनी है, उसको पीसेस में डिवाइड होना है, सिक्रीशन होनी है एसिड की, तो वहां पे सिंपल कोलमनर एपिथेलियम डाल दिए, राइट, ओके। सो five more minutes just. Okay, we will discuss this sketch because it's easy. Let's see kindly. This is the mucosa up to here. The epithelium, the lamina propria, and the muscularis mucosae. This region is submucosa addressing various mucus secreting esophageal glands proper, and in addition to this you can observe fat tissues, blood vessels, and of course the mesenteric nerve plexus. Do remember, ये कुछ headings आपने डालनी ही डालनी है, right? फिर एक्सटर्ना पे आ जाइए, सर्कुलर और लॉन्गिट्यूडनल लेयर, इंटरवेनिंग यहाँ पे आवर बैक और माइंटेरिक नर्व प्लेक्सस बना दें, then you have to address this adventitia or serosa. So that was all about the today's topic, but kindly concentrate for the slide. Okay, that's a beautiful slide of esophagus. This is stratified squamous non-keratinized. This area is lamina propria, showing a marked region that is the excretory duct, again lined with the similar stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium, and we have to see whether it is showing some glands. अगर नहीं है तो इसका मतलब esophagus का different area का view है. I think we are not expecting any gland here, but see this thickened muscularis mucosae. Can you see that? It resembles कि शायद हम externa में आ गए, not, but this is just the muscularis mucosae. But below you see various bunches of esophageal glands proper, right? These bunches are all filled in the submucosa. These are whole. These are the glands, proper esophageal glands. Then we enter into the muscularis externa, this layer. If this is skeletal region, skeletal muscles are being addressed. So could be upper 1/3 of the esophagus, and intervening if some tissue we expect as a mesenteric nerve plexus could be a part of it, and ending up with the adventitial layer. This is the adventitial layer, right? Now, can anyone from you, बेटे आप आ जाए, आइए और इसको थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेन करें इन रिपीट कि आप हिस्टोलॉजिकल व्यू को किस तरह से देखते हैं, आए।